show right here on KOFE. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. Go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish made it down here, or over here, to Orofino, Idaho, where your Lumberjacks today taking on the Maniacs in a 2A or 3A Central Idaho League matchup. After the whole year being 3A now, I should have not ever even mentioned that, or I shouldn't have even slipped up on that. It's been 3A through all of our sports this year. But anyways, Lumberjack girls doing their innie-outie quick warm-up here in the pregame stuff, and we've got about 13 minutes until the first pitch. So I wanted to start my pregame a little bit earlier, kind of got it a little bit late as I started chatting with some friends up here. So we're going to work through some stuff real quick. Our weather today, right now, 47 degrees, mostly cloudy with a light breeze. There is a 30% chance of showers starting at about noon and going to about 3 or 4 at about that same rate. So we'll see what happens with the weather. Hopefully it stays good enough to get our games in. Varsity has got 2 games, 10 and 12. JV plays at 2 o'clock. So we'll see if everything goes right. The boys are going to be playing up at the baseball field today. We're going to see if we can't get the link from KLER radio shared to our page so that those that are looking for that can maybe listen in on their station. And we'll have both games here from the softball fields. With that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and look at the Central Idaho League standings.
With a P1FCU Ascend checking account, you get more than great dividends. Imagine having an entire branch in your pocket. Who needs a checkbook when you have a digital wallet? The only thing I check these days are my dividends.
Access your account anytime, anywhere. Simplify your life and start earning more with Ascend checking. Get yours today at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump. And we are back here at Orofino softball fields here down at their middle school area. Take a quick look at the Central Idaho League standings of 3A softball for the Central Idaho League. The Lumberjacks, I believe, should be up on top of the rankings, and Max Preps and stuff and Idaho Sports, it actually showed St. Mary's below, but that because it shows St. Mary's as having 1 loss in league play. The Lumberjacks are actually 4-0 in league play, 6-3 overall, 6-5 now, I think, as they had a couple of losses to Timberlake the other day in a doubleheader. They also lost to Potlatch. They lost to Potlatch 12-2 earlier in the week, and then on Thursday they lost up in Timberlake 8-0 and 4-2. The Orofino Maniacs have a 4-1 league record, 7-2 overall. They have a loss to Grangeville. They lost 22-12 to Grangeville on the 8th. I think that was the 8th. They split with Grangeville, if I recall right. So they won one against Grangeville when they played them, and they lost one. Grangeville 3-2 in league play, 4-6 overall. Priest River 2-4 and 2-4. They beat Kellogg I don't think Priest River beat Kellogg. Well, they might have. It says they beat Kellogg 24-5 and 25-4 on the 9th. Orofino actually beat Priest River 41-4 a couple of days ago, and they will be, or yesterday, I guess, or day before, they will be hosting, Priest River hosting Newport, Washington on the 12th, which is today. Kellogg 1-5 and 1-8. I can mention they lost their doubleheader to Priest River. and they will now host Priest River on the 14th. So they played them on the 8th, and we'll host them on the 14th. And it looks like we're getting things going quicker than I had anticipated. We're probably going to try to get going a little bit early. So we'll try to get some other stuff going. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more after this.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back, and we'll take a quick look. A little recap of last week golf. Bonners Ferry invite for the Lumberjacks. Paige Offerman and Braden Beal finished third over there. Addie Crane, Owen Chatney, Zeke Watts were all in the top 10, and the girls' team placed second. So congratulations to them. Their next action will be on Monday at the Links Golf Course. Track, I haven't found any recent information on. Track's been doing pretty good, though, but I didn't see any of their recent meets that they've had, so we've got that. Take a quick look at the boys baseball team. They are 1-3, 2-9 overall. They lost 16-0 and 17-5 at Timberlake on Thursday. I think we're going to have the national anthem, so we will take another quick break.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Other places make you pay extra for that, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les. Book your appointment at leschwab.com. Terms and conditions apply. See leschwab.com for details.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Yeah, we are back as we're going to be taking a look first at the outfield for the Maniacs, the home team, as they will be in the outfield first. And pitching will be Kennedy Coleman. Behind home plate, Riley Diffin. Over at first base, Bryn Hanna. Second base, Sadie Olive. Over at third base is Livia Johnson. Shortstop, Sierra Tondevold, Paige Deo in left field, Maddie Waters in center, and Reese Deo over in right field. Coleman has an 11.3 earned run average for the Maniacs. She has faced 120 batters so far in the season. She has 10 strikeouts and 20 walks on the year so far. And the Lumberjacks, batting order, the first three will be Maddie Thomas, Avery Baird, and Addie Stewart. Maddie Thomas batting .462 on the season. She has 26 at-bats, 16 runs, 12 hits, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 1 home run for Maddie Thomas. Taking her first pitch from Coleman. Swing, foul ball, and she'll start off with a strike as that one fouled straight down into the dirt and rolled out of play. Once again, we are trying our Sideline HD app again today. Our play-by-play audio will not be fed into it. I don't know if the microphone could pick me up where I have the tablet set up, but if it does pick that up a little bit, that's good. Next one is going to be lifted out into center field, and that'll get all the way to the fence. Maddie's going to head around to second base, and the leadoff for the Lumberjacks will be on a double. Nice hit there by Thomas. Puts the Lumberjack in scoring position right off the bat. It'll bring up Avery Baird for the Lumberjacks, a senior. Batting in that number 2 slot. Avery batting .353 on the year. She has 7 runs on 6 hits with 8 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple on her season. Avery waiting for the first pitch. On deck is Addison Stewart, another senior. First pitch is going to come across high and outside for ball 1. Once again, doubleheader here for softball. Boys also a doubleheader over at the baseball fields. We'll try to get you updates on that. Share the link to our Facebook page from KLER Radio. Next one, got a piece of it and fouled it down the third base line for strike 1. So we did share that link. So if you are looking for the baseball game, you can find it on our Facebook page. There is a link to KLER Radio here in Orofino as they are carrying the first game of the doubleheader over there. So a 1-1 count to Baird. Should be some pretty good softball here today. I think the Maniacs and the Lumberjacks might be the ones fighting for top spot here in league. 1-1 pitch. That's high as well for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now. Two-one pitch. That's going to be lifted out into center field. A nice hit by Baird will advance Thomas to third. Runners will be at the corners for the Lumberjacks. No outs.
At bat, number 12, Turner.
A little bit of a medium hit line drive just over the head. No, I didn't. Let's cancel that. That'll bring up Addie Stewart, one of the power hitters for the Lumberjacks. .619 is her batting average on the season. 15 runs on 13 hits, 13 RBIs. She has 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run on the year. First pitch, she's going to take a big swing at it. She swings right over the top of it for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Stewart. Coleman takes a look at her wristband, getting the call from her coach. High and outside on that next one. And they're going to get the stolen base for Baird over to second, and that'll bring Maddie Thomas in as they tried to throw Baird out over at second base. Thomas comes in from third. Lumberjacks have a run across. Stewart, 1 ball, 1 strike for her. Adeline Turner on deck for the Lumberjacks, a sophomore. Had a great freshman year, continuing that this year. The senior first, though, at the plate right now. Coleman lost the control of that one a little bit, and it's going to be high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Stewart. Maniacs coached by Sean Diffin. Lumberjacks coached by Lane Watkins. Next pitch from Coleman. That pitch is going to be fouled off into the street for strike 2. 2-2 to Stewart. That kind of scared me a little bit. It went right over towards where I parked. I thought I was kind of safe where I parked, but that one was headed right to the area where I parked when I got here. 2-2 count to Stewart. That pitch is going to be high and outside. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch to Stewart on the way. In the dirt, ball 4, and the Lumberjacks will have Stewart on with a walk, and it'll bring up Adeline Turner. Adeline Turner, the sophomore, she's batting .455 on the year. She has 11 runs on 10 hits with 10 RBIs, 1 double, and I think 2 home runs on the year. Runners at second and first for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Turner. Lined out into center field. That'll load the bases, I believe. As nobody advances beyond that, I think Baird kind of held up a little bit to make sure that that wasn't caught. But that was a nice, hard single right out into center field by Turner. So still no outs for the Lumberjacks. It'll bring up in that number 5 slot, Brenna Elliott. Alyssa Watkins on deck. Brenna, a senior as well. 381 on the season is her batting average. 13 runs on 8 hits. First pitch is going to be a called strike. She also has 9 RBIs. 0-1 count to Elliott. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to get her in the leg, and she'll be on with a hit by pitch, and a run will come across. Lumberjacks have 2 runs across here in the top of the first on 3 hits. It'll bring up now batting in the number 6 slot, Alyssa Watkins. No outs for the Lumberjacks still here in the top of the first. Alyssa, the lefty, batting .312. Pitch is a little bit low and outside for ball 1 to Watkins. One 0 pitch on the way. Again, a little low, maybe a tad outside once again. 0-2 count to Watkins. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. High and outside that time for ball 3. Alyssa fully in control of this at bat. 0-3-0 pitch. That one catches the outside corner. That'll be a strike. 3 balls and a strike now to Watkins. 3-1 pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. Ball 4 brings another run across for the Lumberjacks.
At bat, number 15, Clippers, on deck number 8.
That'll bring up Danica Sloper, another senior for the Lumberjacks, batting .269 on the season. 6 runs, 7 hits, 7 RBIs, 1 double on the year. Coach Stiffen going out to talk to his pitcher, Coleman. Just a quick visit out to the pitching circle. And they'll reset. Blue comes back behind home plate, as does Riley Diffin. Diffin giving some defensive instructions from behind home plate. Once again, St. Mary's with the bases loaded. No outs. Danica Sloper to the plate for the Jacks. First pitch high, ball 1 to Sloper. Coleman trying to find her groove out there in the pitching circle in this early game. That'll be just kind of a blooper down to the third baseman. And they're going to get the throw at home for the first out. So we'll call that a fielder's choice.
At bat, number 8, Osberry, on deck number 1.
She was forced out there. Advanced, everybody else safe. So 1 out. Bases still loaded. Mia Asbury, another senior, stepping up for the Lumberjacks. First pitch going to be a called strike one. Asbury batting .500. She has 8 plate appearances, 4 at bats, 6 runs on 2 hits, 5 RBIs, 1 triple on the season. Ground ball to the shortstop. That's Tondevold. She'll get the throw to second in time. The Maniacs will turn a double play to get themselves out of trouble. And I don't think that run counted. Well, it might have. I'll take a break and we'll find out. So it still says 3-0 up on the scoreboard. So we'll see what happened. We'll be back.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!" Yeah, we are back. So Lumberjacks, I guess that none of the runs counted, or that run did not count. That would have came in during that double play. St. Mary's did end up with 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. So St. Mary's leads 3-0. And leading off for the Maniacs is Bryn Hanna. And I'll get you some information on their lineups and outfield for everybody in just a moment. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. So outfield for the Lumberjacks, Lissa Watkins in the pitching circle, Taryn Brebner behind home plate, Mia Asbury over at first, Brenna Elliott at second, Danica Sloper at third. Next pitch on the way to Hannah, down in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Shortstop for the Lumberjacks, Addison Stewart. Over in left field, Kendra Nicholson. Center field, Maddie Thomas. And over in right, it's Avery Baird. Watkins, 2.74 earned run average on the season. That pitch is lifted into right field. Avery Baird calling for it, comes over and makes the catch for the first out.
At bat number 5, Olive. On deck number 11, Dixon.
So I didn't get Hannah's stats, but we do have Sadie Olive stepping to the plate for the Maniacs, batting .344 on the season. 18 runs on 11 hits with 10 RBIs. She has 1 double on the year. On deck for the Maniacs will be Riley Diffin. First pitch called strike down the middle. Give a shout out to one of our game sponsors today, Minnie's Twice as Nice Boutique at 832 Main Avenue in St. Mary's. They've got gently used clothes, having a ribbon cutting today at 11 a.m. That pitch is low and behind Olive for ball 1. So if you're not doing too much, hop in the car, turn the game on your radio, and go over to Minnie's Twice as Nice Boutique, gently used clothing. Again, 832 Main Avenue between Timber Realty and Country Fair. Next pitch, going to lose control of that one a little bit, high and outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Olive. Bottom of the first, St. Mary's up 3-0 over the Maniacs. Maniacs 1 out, nobody on base yet for Orofino. 2-1 count to Olive. Next pitch on the way. That one will be fouled up and over. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lissa looks in, wanting to finish off this batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Olive. Pitch on the way. Low and inside for ball 3. Runs the count full. Sadie Olive, a sophomore. So a full count. Let's see who wins this battle here at this one. Sadie Olive waiting for the next pitch. On the way inside corner, strike 3. Gonna freeze her. She'll get caught looking on that one.
At bat, number 11.
2 outs, nobody on for the Maniacs. Brings up Riley Diffin. She's a senior, batting .562 on the season. She has 24 runs on 18 hits, 32 RBIs, 5 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs on the season. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Looks like a batter you definitely don't want to give anything really, really good to swing at, because if you do, she might put it over the fence. And then she swings at that one, and I just mentioned it, and she does lift that one over the fence. That was out center field by Riley Diffin. So a 1-run homer for Diffin. That'll add the 7th one to her stats. That pitch kind of came across low. She had to kind of swing low at it and just got that perfect hit on it to lift it all the way, basically deep center field. So 2 outs, nobody on, brings up Olivia Johnson. She's a senior, batting .484 on the year, 31 at bats, 14 runs, 15 hits, 27 RBI. She has 3 home runs and 3 doubles on the year. High and outside on the first pitch to Johnson, ball 1. On deck will be Tondevold, the shortstop. Tondevold, a sophomore. Next pitch to Johnson, in the dirt, ball 2. So 2-0 count to Johnson. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. Scooped by the Lumberjack third baseman. Oh, they're going to say that Mia got her leg pulled off the bag, and Livia is safe. I'm going to give it as a single. That was a tough kind of play there for both the third baseman and the first baseman.
Number 3, Tondevold, on deck number 10.
As Sloper had to come up on that, scoop it up, and throw it over to first. That'll bring up Sierra Tondevold, the sophomore. .333 is her batting average on the year. 17 runs, 9 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. She shows bunt, pulls it back. Lumberjack's going to try to get the tag out at second on the stolen base. Can't get Livia as she gets over there. So Johnson now at second. 2 outs, and I think that was a ball low to... It was a ball low to Tondevold. On deck will be Deo. Paige Deo. It was Paige and Reese. Back-to-back in the lineup. Ball 2 high. .2-0 pitch. High and outside. 3-0 count to Tondevold. Now, I know the Deo name from the racing community. I imagine they're sisters. 3-0 pitch. Strike 1. Obviously, when you're up 3-0 in the count, we'll take a strike. 3-1 now to Tondevold. Let's see if Watkins can battle her way back into this. That'll be a fly ball that's going to drift foul. That'll run the count full, 3-2. So really, it's anybody's in this situation for the most part. The pitcher has to try to keep stuff close to the plate to get him to swing. The batter has to be fairly aggressive. Anything near the plate. So 3-2 pitch on the way from Watkins. And it's going to be hit into left field or right field. And run's going to come around, try to come around. They're going to get the throw, and it won't be in time. And the runner coming in knocked Brebner down. Ball got away from her, and another run comes across, or the one run came across. Johnson ends up, oh no, Tondevold, did we get 2 runs across or 1 run? I only see 1 runner on the bags for Orofino. So Tondevold ends up all the way over to third, and the tying run sits at third base off of that sequence there. Ball 1 to Deo. Paige is a freshman. She's going to line that one out to right field, and it'll be a base hit with an RBI for Deo. So the Maniacs have come right back and tied it up in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Reese Deo with 2 outs. So a 3-run rally with 2 outs. Reese Deo, a junior, 261 batting average. He has 8 runs on 6 hits, 6 RBIs, and a home run as well on the year. The Maniacs have 10 home runs on the season. That'll be a foul ball that's going to get out of play. Strike 1 to Deo. On deck will be Waters, in the hole is Coleman. Everybody resets after the foul ball. You get a new ball out to Watkins. Oh, 1 pitch to Deo. That one will be fouled back. Makes the count 0-2 now. Deo, a lefty. Didn't even notice that at first. Off-speed pitch there from Lissa. That's going to be popped up on the infield. Brenna Elliott will corral that for the 3rd out to retire the sides, but the Maniacs come back and tie it up. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. And into the top of the second, we're all knotted up at 3 apiece. We'll be back.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Another one of our single game sponsors for today, helping us get out here to Orofino, 3B Grill at 115 South 8th Street in St. Mary's, right behind Joe's Bar. They have some great burgers, chicken, steak, or pork teriyaki, really good stuff. Chicken wings, salads, loaded fries are really good. Macaroni and cheese, they come up with some different stuff daily. And they have new summer hours. The 3B Grill open until 8 p.m. every day now during the summer. They're not fast food. They are great food or good food made as fast as they can. 3B Grill in St. Mary's. First up for the Lumberjacks, bottom of the order, Kendra Nicholson. First pitch down low, ball 1 to Nicholson. Nicholson, a junior, batting 167 on the season. She has 5 runs on 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Second pitch will be a little blooper of a ground ball down to the out to the pitcher. Makes for a routine ground out from 1 to 3. Pitcher to first base. That's Kennedy Coleman to Bryn Hanna. Maddie Thomas back up to bat. Lead off top of the order. Hit a double her first at bat. I think her coach calls her in this case, it'd be the queen, I guess, of in the park home runs. And I can agree with that. I've seen her hit quite a few in the park home runs. Well, Maddie Thomas takes that first pitch low and inside for ball 1. On deck is Baird. Strike 1 on the outside corner for the next pitch. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we have our sideline HD camera going. It seems to be working okay using the tablet. That'll be a ground ball. It'll get just past the third baseman. The shortstop does a great job of keeping that ball from getting into left field. That's Tondevold, but the throw is not in time. and it'll be a single for Madison Thomas. So 1 out brings up Avery Baird for the Lumberjacks. We're going to be working on, if this works well for the Sideline HD, we'll be working at some different ways of getting the setup a little bit better, try to get our audio from our play-by-play into it. First pitch by Baird, a high one, and she kind of looks around like, oops, I shouldn't have swung at that. Fouls that one back for strike one. 0-1 count to Baird. You can find the link for the Sideline HD on our Facebook. It's being streamed live to Facebook. Not the greatest view, but it is some video. Going to get a ball one inside, and Maddie Thomas is going to steal the second. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position for St. Mary's. 1-1 count to Baird. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike one. That ball, nope. Got away from Diffin for a second, but not far enough away for Thomas to advance over to third base. She thought about it. She was about halfway there before she retreated. On deck will be Stewart for the Lumberjacks. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Baird. Pitch on the way. Ground ball down to the third baseman. The throw to first is going to be in time. They're going to try to get it back over to third in time for another double play, and they can't get it there in time, but Lumberjacks will have 2 outs.
Stewart on deck number 12, Turner.
So the out at first from Livia Johnson at third to Bryn Hanna at first. Thomas advances over to third, puts Stewart to the plate. Stewart walked her first at bat. We know she can put him over the fence, though. High and outside on that first pitch. Ball one to Stewart. Orofino is familiar with Stewart, so they may not want to pitch anything too close to her. 1-0 count. Foul ball on that one. Down that first baseline, out into the crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Stewart. One pitch on the way from Kennedy. Actually, no, they changed the pitcher. I didn't notice that. That's going to be knocked up and foul. I got to get that changed up. We do have a different pitcher out there. Sadie Olive goes to pitch. Our second baseman might be Kennedy Coleman. So I didn't realize we changed our pitcher for the Maniacs. That pitch is going to be low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Stewart. So a quick look at Sadie Olive's pitching stats. Sadie has got a 3.5 ERA. That'll be a line, well, not a line drive. It's a ground ball right back at the third baseman, Livia Johnson. She'll scoop it and throw it to first in time to retire the side. The Lumberjacks with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Bottom of the second inning, it's still tied at 3 apiece. Lumberjacks Maniacs here in Orofino. I want to give another shout out real quick to one of our other sponsors that I don't have in our commercial lineup just yet, but that is Potlatch Deltic Corporation. They are sponsoring Lumberjack Sports broadcast, and we want to thank them for what they do, not only for us for that sponsorship, but also for all the support they give to the St. Mary's community, the nonprofits in St. Mary's, one of the biggest employers probably in town, and they just do a lot for our community. So a shout out and a thank you to Potlatch Deltic Corporation. If you see any of those guys that are head of that out there, or just anybody that even works out there, give them a thank you for everything that they do for the St. Mary's community. When we come back, we will have the bottom of the order for the Maniacs. It'll be Maddie Waters, Kennedy Coleman, and then back to the top with Bryn Hanna.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
The sophomore for the Maniacs is Maddie Waters, her first plate appearance. Going to take the first 2 pitches for called strikes on that inside corner. 0-2 count to Waters. And bring that other pitch up a little high. Good patience by Waters. It was the deficit she's in. If that was a rise ball situation to try to get her to swing at something. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's going to be fouled up and over. Count remain 1-2 to Waters. A reset. Pitch on the way. Low for ball 2. 2-2 count to Waters now. Two pitch on the way. Too far inside on that one. 3-2 runs the count full. Three-two pitch on the way. Ball 4 just a little too far in, and the leadoff will be on with a walk.
At bat, number 1, Coleman.
Bottom of the order, Kennedy Coleman. I believe this. No, I don't think she's the second baseman. I'm not sure who went out to second base for the Maniacs just yet, but it's Coleman to the plate, the senior, 391 batting average. She'll pop that one up. Calling for it, coming over and making the catch is Thomas for the fly out in center field. So back to the top of the order now. Bryn Hanna to the plate for the Maniacs. Bryn flew out her first at bat to right field. On deck will be Olive. 1 out, runner on first for the Maniacs. High and outside on that pitch for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. That's just a blooper on the infield. Addie Stewart comes over, gets the out. But on a bad note, there's going to be an error there on the throw from Stewart to home. She overthrew Asbury. So Waters ends up over at second. 2 outs, runner on second base for the Maniacs. Brings up the pitcher, Sadie Olive. Olive was out on a strikeout looking in her first at bat. First pitch on the way. Foul ball, blooper down the first baseline. Strike 1 to Olive. On deck will be Riley Diffin, who hit that home run in her first at bat. Getting the ball out to Watkins. I think got a fresh ball. 0-1 count to Olive. Readies herself in that batter's box once again. Lissa rocks and fires. Loses that one up high. It'll be ball 4. A little bit slow on that relay out to third. It'll advance Waters over to third base on a wild pitch, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. The go-ahead run for the Maniacs sits at third base. 2 outs for Orofino here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Olive. Oh, and another error by Lumberjacks is going to bring in a run. Not sure who to give that error to. I'm going to give it to the pitcher, I guess, and we got a different Kendra Nicholson, or not Kendra, it's Turner out at second. Okay. So the Maniacs go ahead on an error. Lumberjacks, that's the one thing they've got to avoid is making errors against the team that's Orofino. Next pitch is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the sides, but the Orofino Maniacs do take the lead on one run, no hits. There was 2 Lumberjack errors. Nobody left on base. It's Orofino up 4-3, top of the third inning, and we'll be at the number 4 batter. We'll have Adeline Turner at the plate, Brenna Elliott on deck, and Lissa Watkins in the hole. For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record pickup copy today. Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. Country Meats offers retail meats as well as custom processing of your farm-raised animals. Country Meats has a retail shop in Harrison currently open on Saturdays, or stop by their main shop at 18500 South Lane Road in Cataldo. Check out Country Meats' website, countrymeatsid.com, and follow them on Facebook for updates on hours and special offers. That's Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, also proud supporters of the Benoit County Fair. Yeah, we are back. Leading off for Lumberjacks is Turner. First pitch, he's going to make good contact, but fouls it down the third base line for strike one. She hit a single in her first at bat. Next pitch, a big swing, but a miss, strike two. So 0-2 count to Stewart, or to Turner, has to protect now. High and outside on that next pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch, ground ball, shortstop Tondevold comes over, gets the scoop and the throw to first for the first out on the ground out.
At bat, number 2, Elliott. On deck, number 14, Watson.
I'll bring up Elliott. First pitch is going to be a hit by pitch, as that one bounced up off the ground and hit her in the shin. So runner on for the Lumberjacks.
At bat, number 14, Watson. On deck, number 15, Walker.
First pitch to Watkins is going to be fouled off for strike one. Alyssa walked in her first at bat. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the lefty. Lumberjacks have the tying run represented over at first base with Elliott. That is up high. Ooh. Brenna gets the stolen base. A little bit of a collision out there. Not a big collision, but still not sure who is at second base for Orofino. 2-1 count to Watkins. Outside. A little high and outside. 3-1 count now to Watkins. On deck is Danica Sloper. In the hole is Asbury. Lumberjacks in the bottom part of the lineup. 3-1 pitch. Down low. Ball 4. And that'll put Watkins on with the second walk of the game. For her, anyways. First walk of the game, I think, for Olive. Runners at first and second with 1 out for the Lumberjacks. They've got the tying run sitting at second. Go ahead, run at third. I think I misspoke on that last one. I forgot that Orofino had gone up by 1. Sloper reached on a fielder's choice in her first at bat. Waiting for her first pitch from Olive. Again, Maniacs changed their pitcher. Inside on that first pitch. Ball 1 to Sloper. Next pitch. Again, up high. Ball 2. 2-0 count to Sloper. 2-0 pitch. Swings on that one, lifts that one foul. 2-1 count now to Danica. Danica, 3-sport athlete. Actually, she didn't play anything in the fall sport season this year. 2-1 count. Inside. And the Lumberjacks are going to get a stolen base over to third, as we had Lissa Watkins teasing over here on first, getting off the bag a little ways. They threw it over to first base, didn't get her there, and that allowed Brenna to get into scoring, closer to scoring position, advance her scoring position over to third base. So runners at the corners with 1 out for the Lumberjacks. Sloper with 3 balls, 1 strike. St. Mary's looking to load the bases here. And they will do so with a high pitch there, ball 4. That brings up Asbury, and Asbury, like I said, she does have a triple on the season. Lumberjacks just need some good contact on this at bat to bring in a run. Even if it results in a fly out, if it's deep enough out there, St. Mary's can tie it up. So we'll bring up Asbury, batting that number 8 slot, then Kendra Nicholson. 1 out, run, the bases are loaded. Big swing at that first pitch for strike 1. It was a good pitch to swing at, it looked like. It looked like it was definitely going to be a strike if she didn't swing. 0-1 count to Asbury. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again. A nice looking pitch. 0-2. As a batter, you get up there, you got the bases loaded. You're thinking, man, I want to hit a grand slam or something here. And those were 2 good pitches to swing at. 0-2 to Asbury. 3 pitches and 3 strikes. Asbury will go down swinging. It'll bring up Kendra Nicholson with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Nicholson a ground out in her first at bat. Nicholson does have, let's see, she's all the way up here at the top. She has a couple of RBIs on the year. Big swing at that first pitch, strike 1. These are the opportunities you don't want to lose and not bring anybody in, but it does happen. St. Mary's has already left 3 on the bases. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nicholson. So just to kind of look at that, St. Mary's 3 runners left. Orofino's left 1 on the bag so far. Next pitch on the way. That one looked like it was going to maybe be a low pitch, but she takes a big swing at it, fouls it off for strike 2. So it's a 1-2 count now to Nicholson. Oh, called strike 3 on the outside corner, and St. Mary's is going to leave the bases juiced here at the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 left on the bags for the Lumberjacks. And the score going into the bottom of the third, it's still 4-3 in favor of Orofino. And it'll be that big hitter that hit the home run in their first at bat, Riley Diffin, first batter up, then Livia Johnson, then Sierra Tondoval, the next 3 for the Maniacs when we return.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack!
And we want to recognize one of our other sponsors, the Country Fair in St. Mary's, right there on Main Street, owned by head coach Brian Chase. Coaches 2 sports every year. He's the coach of the boys basketball team, coach of the golf team. So shout out to Coach Chase. Good luck this year at the with your golf season. Country Fair has new summer fashion arriving daily, so get over there and check that out. They also have all of your gear for softball and baseball season, Little League, and everything that's coming up. And Easter. Easter's coming up, and they've got all of your Easter goodies you need. Don't forget also prom is coming up. First pitch from Watkins to Diffin, low and inside for ball 1. And with that mentioned about prom, don't forget the Country Fair does tux rentals. You can rent your tuxedos right there at the Country Fair. That pitch is high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lissa definitely doesn't want to give up another home run to Riley. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to catch her on the top of the foot, I believe, so it'll be hit by pitch. Don't necessarily want to put them on base by hitting them, but you don't want to give her a shot at a home run either. That'll bring up Olivia Johnson with Tondevold on deck. Olivia, another one of the ones that has multiple home runs on the season for Orofino, hit a single in her first at bat. And that one will be a foul ball down the third base line for strike one. Olivia Johnson at the plate, Tondevold on deck, Deo in the hole. That's Paige Deo. Diffin still kind of looks like she's working that foot out over there. 0-1 count to Johnson. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 0-2 count to Johnson. Olivia stepped out of the box for a minute. Pitch on the way. Oh, I think trying something a little different there. Lost control of that pitch. It's going to be ball one as that one landed about 2 feet short of the plate. 1-2 count. A little too far inside on what I think was a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two count now to Johnson. Pitch on the way. Ball low, so we got a full count now to Olivia. 3-2. Full count to Johnson. No outs. Runner on first for Orofino. They lead at 4-3 in the bottom of the third. That pitch will be fouled off. Count remains 3-2. Big doubleheader here in Orofino today. Everybody resets after the foul ball. 3-2 count to Johnson. Nice little battle here between these two. Next pitch. Again, fouled back. Count remains 3-2. Got 7 pitches now to Johnson. That's not an astounding amount, but it's quite a few. I think the most I've ever seen, I think a baseball game, I think one battle went to like 12 or 13 pitches, which is pretty good. That was a fun at bat to watch that time. That was a while back. Pitch on the way. Oh, going to leave that one wide, a little bit wild on the pitch, and it'll be a walk. So no outs, runners at second and first for Orofino. Blue takes a little time, cleans off the plate.
At bat number 3, Sierra Animal. On deck number 24, Paige Deo.
Lumberjacks need to get an out here. Sierra singled into right field her first at bat. That will be fouled off for strike one. So it's 0-1 count to Tondevold. Pitch on the way. Low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tondevold. On deck is Paige Deo. In the hole is Reese Deo. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Ground ball right back to Lissa. They're going to get the fielder's choice. So they're going to say, I think they're calling an obstruction on Lumberjack shortstop Stewart. And the throw to third is not going to be in time. So, well, it was in time, but it's not going to count. Bases are going to be loaded.
On deck number 8, Deo.
So the base is loaded with no outs. That first pitch to Deo is high and outside for ball one. She had a single into right field, her first at bat. So Lumberjacks have a little pressure on them right now with no outs on the Maniacs here in the bottom of the third. And the bases are loaded for Orofino. Low and inside, ball two. Base runners for Orofino just looking for that opportunity on maybe a pass ball or a wild pitch to get in. 2-0 count to Deo. That next pitch will be a called strike. 2-1 count to Deo now. Lissa looks in. 2-1 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. Strike two. Two balls, two strikes now to Paige Deo. That is a little blooper, going to be hit to the first baseman, and Mia Asbury will make the catch for the flyout. That was a good one for St. Mary's defensively, since that was hit on the infield and hit down really close to the first baseman, basically right at the bag, so nobody could advance. Lumberjacks get the first out. Again, too, they got the force play at home, so any kind of a dribbler after the first pitcher or something needs to go home. Left-hand batter Reese Deo steps to the plate, fouls the first pitch off for strike one. She flew out her first at bat. I think that was I think Thomas might have caught that one. 0-1 count. Oh, that one's going to be a hit by pitch and bring a run across. That's not the way you want to get a run in or send a run across for St. Mary's. Coach Watkins is going to go out and talk to Lissa. Settle her down a little bit, maybe. So we've got a quick coaches meeting here, coach pitcher meeting. Lumberjacks have three pitchers, at least right now in the season. They've got Adeline Turner, the sophomore, getting some pitching time a little bit on the year. Alyssa Watkins, I always want to call her Alyssa. And then you've got Addie Stewart. Lissa and Addie really close, or Addie Stewart really close in the stats as far as earned runs and stuff. I think Addie has a little bit more control, but of course Addie is a senior, a little bit more experience as well. Lissa, really solid pitcher though for the Lumberjacks. First pitch, that's a line drive into right field. That's probably going to bring two runs across for the Maniacs on a two RBI single by Maddie Waters. That was laced out into the left, or right.
At bat, number one.
So two runs across, actually three runs across. The Maniacs lead at 7-3 over the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the third inning. One out, base is no longer loaded. First pitch high and outside to Kennedy Coleman. Coleman flew out to center fielder first at bat. So ball one to Coleman. Top of the order on deck, Bryn Hanna, the next batter. Going to get a foul ball on that one. So kind of a low one. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Low inside, 2-1 count now. Two-one pitch on the way. Ground ball, that's going to get out into left field. That'll probably bring a run across. Deo's coming around, and they can't get it anywhere in time. Another RBI single.
At bat, number 2, Hannah.
Ground ball out to left field.
Number 5, Holly.
Runners at first and second. 4 runs across for Orofino as they take a 5-run lead over the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the third, 8-3. First pitch is high and outside for ball one to Bryn Hanna. Hanna 0 for 2, 2 flyouts in this one. Lumberjacks trying to get that second out. Down low, ball 2. So far, a pretty big inning for the Maniacs. St. Mary's wants to get this inning over with here pretty quickly. 2-0 count, though, to Hannah. Batter in control right now. The at-bat popped up and foul. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Hannah. That's coming alive for Orofino. 2-1 pitch. That'll be a fly ball and misplay. I'm not going to give it as an error, but Brenna misplayed that one just a little bit. I think she probably should have backpedaled to it, turned and ran to it, and couldn't get her glove on it. I'm just going to call it a single on the fly ball. Officials might have given it an error, but at one point I was told that if the defender doesn't actually touch the ball, that you can pretty much call it a single. Bases juiced once again for the Maniacs. Waters at third, Coleman at second. Hannah at first. Sadie Olive first pitch is up high and ball 1. She is struck out looking and struck out swinging in her first 2 at-bats. Bad thing for Lumberjacks, I would say, is that after Sadie, you've got Riley Diffin coming up. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Olive. So even if unless St. Mary's turns some sort of a double play or catches somebody off a bag here, they're going to have the power hitter stepping up. That one is hit out into center field for the Maniacs. That'll leave the bases loaded, but bring a run across to Olive with the RBI single for Orofino. Like I said, the bat's coming alive for the Maniacs. Bases still loaded. Now they've got the home run hitter, Riley Diffin, step into the plate. Still just 1 out. Home run and hit by pitch for Diffin. On deck is Johnson. High and outside, ball 1. Lumberjacks have committed 3 errors so far. Melissa really lost that one, really slipped out of her hand, I think, on the back swing of her pitch, and ball 2. Say that was outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Rio pitch, fouled off for strike 1. A 3-1 count now to Diffin. Ground ball to the third baseman. Going to tag the base. Throw to first is not going to be in time. So we'll call that in play. Fielder's choice.
At bat number 14, Johnson. On deck number 3, Carnival.
So runners at the corners for Orofino. Another run comes across on Diffin's fielder's choice. High outside. St. Mary's going to try to throw down to third or second as Riley is getting stolen base, and Sadie Olive will come in safe. I don't think they should have thrown that down to second base, but they tried to get it. The throwback to home was close, but another run comes across. Orofino's plated 7 runs here in the bottom of the third. 1 ball, no strikes to Johnson. Runner at second is for Orofino. 2 outs. Low and inside, ball 2 to Johnson. Oh, 2-0 count. Down low again, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be left up high for ball 4.
At bat number 3, Conway.
Tough inning right now for Orofino, or for the Lumberjacks, and it's actually only in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Watkins has 81 pitches. Now, fouled back. That hits the upright here on the backstop. 0-1 count to Tondevold. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Right back up the middle. Elliott's going to get the scoop and the throw in time for the ground out. That'll retire the sides, but some damage done by the Maniacs here in that inning. 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 Lumberjack error, 2 left on base. The Maniacs take a commanding lead, 11-3, going into the top of the 4th. Top of the order for the Lumberjacks. Let's see if they can mount a comeback here in the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Thomas, Baird, and Stewart, the next 3 batters when we return.
Spring is here, and you can make your home beautiful this summer with help from 10th Street Lumber. Besides all the building materials you'll ever need, 10th Street Lumber has landscaping supplies. They have landscaping bricks, concrete bricks, paving bricks, as well as planting materials. So stop by today, whether you're building a deck, a patio, or planting flowers. 10th Street Lumber has it all. 10th Street Lumber at 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, right here in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Another one of our sponsors for today's doubleheader. So Rory and Company in St. Mary's on Main Street, family owned and operated, retail location. They've got some stuff for sale in there, some clothes and stuff like that. They also provide esthetician services such as facials and waxing by Sierra Baird and eyelashes done by Cheyenne Baird. For an appointment, call 208-568-0599, 208-568-0599. They're also going to be having a spring festival, April the 26th from 10 to 6. They're going to have music, spray tans, waxing, face paintings, and much more. They also have prom dresses available for you, for those that need prom dresses. 16-2, Orofino leads the Lumberjacks in baseball over at the baseball field, so there's a score update there. Maddie Thomas, a double and a single in her first 2 at-bats. Takes a golf swing at that first pitch for a foul ball, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Thomas. On deck is Baird. Next pitch, going to kind of reach it one a little bit. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Thomas. Thomas has to battle. 0-2 pitch on the way. Going to get a piece of that one. Keeps the count 0-2. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be down low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Thomas. One-two pitch on the way. Inside corner. Going to catch her looking. 1 out for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Avery Baird with Addie Stewart on deck.
On deck number 5, Stewart.
Maniacs have scored in all 3 innings. St. Mary's got 3 runs across in the top of the first. They haven't been able to put anything across in the next 2. High and outside on that first pitch to Baird for ball 1. Avery has a single and a ground out in her first 2 at-bats. Maniacs lead at 11-3. That is hit deep into center, but it's going to be right to Maddie Waters for the fly out. A good contact. Either need a tad bit more on it or a little bit less on it to have that drop into a gap or to go over the fence. So 2 outs brings up Stewart with nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Fastball looked like coming out of Olive, and big swing by Stewart fouls it down that third base line. That thing came off of that bat with a lot of heat. 0-1 count to Stewart. So 0-1 to Stewart. That one's outside, maybe high. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Addy. Olive looks in. Pitch is on the way. High and outside again. 2-1 count. Again, I think Maniacs know Addy. They know that she's got some power behind her, so they're not going to try not to give her anything that's a really clean look. 2-1 count to Stewart. That one will be a ground ball out into left field, though, so it'll be a base hit. It'll put a runner on for the Lumberjacks with 2 outs. Brings up Adeline Turner. Turner has a single and a ground out. Elliott will be on deck and Watkins in the hole for St. Mary's. See if Lumberjacks can get a little 2-out rally going here. They've got 1 runner on first with Stewart. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Turner. Oh, 1 count to Turner. Turner has the power as well, so she's a good batter. That one's inside. Ball 1. Stewart gets the stolen base over to second. A little bit of an overthrow out there, but Stewart had to dive in to second, so she couldn't get an extra base out of the overthrow. And I think it was fairly well covered by the defense of Orofino. Didn't touch early on that. I think Orofino's defense has been pretty good this year. That is tagged deep left. Her right field, all the way to the fence, just barely didn't get over. And Adeline Turner going to try to get all the way to third, and she does. I'm going to call it a double, as that is hit all the way to the fence. Stewart scores. Turner gets over to third on the throw, and the Lumberjacks have a run across here. So the fielding percentage for Orofino, they have a .904 fielding percentage. 239 chances, 159 putouts, 23 errors, 3 double plays on the season. First pitch is out and up to Elliott for ball 1. Elliott has been hit by pitch twice. Out and up again. Ball 2 to Brenna Elliott. On deck for the Lumberjacks, Watkins in the hole is Sloper. Next pitch is low, maybe a tad in. 3-0 count to Elliott. Elliott right now in control. We've seen both sides pitchers battle back though. So 3-0 count to Elliott. Pitch on the way. Fouls off that one for strike 1. 3-1 count now to Brenna. Three-one pitch on the way. Gonna foul that one off as well. Hard to avoid swinging at that one. That was a good-looking pitch from Olive. 3-2 up to a full count. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouls that one off. A good pitch. Good thing she made contact. That was like maybe a little bit of a rise ball, and Elliott just able to get a piece of it and foul that one straight back. Count remains 3-2 to Elliott. Lumberjacks would love to bring another run in, maybe 2 on this, but they do have 2 outs. So 3-2 pitch. Again, fouls that one off. Got a battle going here between Olive and Elliott. 7 pitches. Everybody resets after the foul ball. Sadie looks in. She's going to rock and fire. That's going to be down low, and Elliott will earn herself a walk. Runners at the corners for St. Mary's.
At bat number 14,
Brings up Watkins, the lefty. She has walked her first two at bats. She'd love to put something into play here, bring a run in instead of loading the bases on a walk. So imagine in the position St. Mary's in right now, they're going to be fairly aggressive at the plate. They get a sequence of numbers from the coach in the dugout for the Maniacs. The players take a look at their sheet on their arm to see what that defensive play is and the pitch, I think. That pitch is going to be fastball outside, ball one. That one's high. Ball two. Elliott steals the second. They're going to fake the throw. They're going to try to bait our runner at third, which is Turner. Turner didn't fall for it, and Elliott gets the stolen base. Just a reminder to the community, tomorrow there's an event coming up. And a big swing, fouled back for strike one. 2-1 count to Watkins. So while they get reset, tomorrow the firefighters' annual pancake breakfast is tomorrow. That'll be at the St. Mary's Fire Station, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., $8 for adults, $6 for children 5 to 12. Children under 5 eat for free. Next pitch, fouled back once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Watkins. This is always a big fundraiser and for the fire department. It includes pancakes, eggs, sausage, coffee, juice, and more. Bring your family and your friends. It's basically all you can eat. If you want seconds, you can go back for more. Next pitch, low and outside, ball 3. Count is full to Watkins. So don't miss it. Tomorrow at the fire station in St. Mary's, the pancake breakfast. It starts at 7 a.m. 3-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball, foul down the third baseline. Kind of dangerous by Johnson, because I think if she would have touched that, I think she was still in play, and she tried to reach out for it. If she hits that while in fair territory, I think that becomes a fair ball. 3-2 count to Watkins. See if she can earn herself a spot on the bases. Next pitch. Ball 4 outside. So loads the bases up and brings up Sloper. Danica reached on a fielder's choice and a walk. She is 0 for 1 on the day. Ooh, Sloper, a little bit of a check swing and didn't check it enough. Strike one. I think it would have been a strike anyways. Danica, one of those athletes that you know she has the power and the skill to put it over the fence. She just needs that pitch. And that was the pitch. It's going to be off the glove of the third baseman, Johnson, but she's able to recover and step on the bag and get the out. St. Mary's has left the bags loaded several times here today. Let's see.
Update on the baseball. The score 17-2 after 3.
Where is my fielder's choice? Oh, no, that's right. Let's do that. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks have now left 9 stranded in this game, and that's could end up being a big difference in this contest. The Lumberjacks trail 11-4 to the Maniacs here in Orofino. We'll be back in 30.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
So for the Maniacs, bottom part of their order, Lumberjacks could really use like a 3-up, 3-down situation here. Maniacs have actually done some of their damage with 2 outs. That first inning, they had Maniacs with 2 outs, and then after Diffin hit that home run, it kind of invigorated Orofino, and they scored a couple more runs after that. It's going to be a big swing at a low pitch by Paige Deo for strike one. Paige has a single and a fly out. Second inning, the Lumberjacks held them to just 1 run. In that third inning, the floodgates opened as far as runs coming across for the Maniacs. I think that was the inning St. Mary's had 3 errors in, too. 0-1 count to Dale. 0-2 is a swing and a miss on that next pitch from Watkins. The sun peeks out from behind the clouds. Looks like a little bit of sun action going to be seen here in the next little bit, which is nice. That is a foul ball down the third base line. So it's still 0-2 to Dale. You got it right where you want her if you're a pitcher. Just don't want to let them off the hook. Watkins doing a little cleanup on the rubber out there. Now she'll step up, toes that rubber, looks into Brebner. And she'll rock and fire the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, loses that one. 1-2 count now, as that one was ball high and outside, kind of a wild pitch. 17-2 as I've seen the score update from the boys' game. I think 17 is Orofino. Gonna reach at that one. Foul ball. Now count remains 1-2. That was one that she felt she needed to try to get a piece of. Battling with that 2-strike deficit. 1-2 count to Deo. A little high and outside. Watkins working on 90 pitches so far. Gonna get, that is a strike 3. I don't think it was a caught foul tip, but it was an out regardless. So 1 out, brings up the lefty, Reese Deo. On deck will be Maddie Waters in the hole, Coleman. Deo swings that pitch. It kind of was high. Going out almost to the fence and making the catch is Avery Baird for the second out. So good job by Avery out there, tracking that thing with the sun peeking out of the clouds too. Makes things a little bit harder. But Baird able to make that catch out in right field. So 2 outs, nobody on. Brings up Maddie Waters. Had a walk and a single in her first 2 at bat. First pitch from Watkins on the way. She's going to swing on that. It's going to be popped up. It could be in trouble territory, and it is. I think Brenna might have lost it. And Avery and Maddie Thomas couldn't get to it. Puts Waters on first with 2 outs, and Kennedy Coleman to the plate. Coleman singled in her second at bat out to center field. First at bat was a fly out to left. First pitch on the way. Strike on the inside. Stolen base for Waters. Wind kind of rocking my camera around a little bit for the sideline HD tabs. I've just got it leaned up on the wall between my leg of our canopy. High and outside on the next pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Coleman. But all in all, the video stream is staying running, so that's a positive. 1-2 pitch down low. Ball, no, it's going to be a hit by pitch. So St. Mary's has done this a couple of times today with having a couple of outs going. Now, the last inning, they didn't have the 2 outs early. Orofino loaded the bases, I think, before even having an out. But right now, it's a potential for another 2-out rally for Orofino. They've had a couple of them. That one's going to miss outside, kind of an off-speed pitch. Just misses that outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes to Hannah. Hannah, the top of the order. 2 flyouts and a single for her. That's a little blooper on the infield, and it's going to be trouble. The Maniac's going to bring a run across on it. Not a really power. I mean, the Orofino's had a good mix of power hit, power batting, and just some little bloopers. And that one was a blooper.
5, always. On deck number 11, Dixon.
Just kind of put it in a tough spot for the defense. So run across on them with 2 outs. Brings up Olive, 2 strikeouts and a single. Outside and high, first pitch for ball 1. Oh, 1-0 count. Oh. That's going to catch Olive in the rib cage, and we got a hit by pitch that'll load the bases and brings up Riley Diffin. We're going to put a courtesy runner out for the pitcher. That courtesy runner will be Rachel Province. And Diffin getting another look here. Riley hit that home runner first bat, then was hit by pitch, then I had a fielder's choice. First pitch, high and outside. Ball 1. Keep getting a pitch count warning for the game, but there's no pitch count in softball. 1-0 pitch to Diffin. That is a high fly ball. And it's going to just drift foul. St. Mary's had a chance at catching that, but got out of play. So it's 1 strike, 1 ball to Diffin. You get a chance to get a fly out on Riley. I think you better hopefully take advantage of it if you can. That chance was there, but it was just a little bit out of the reach. 1-1 count to Diffin. Fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the wind picking up a little bit, blowing my tablet around. I don't really like that, but going to lose control of that next pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Diffin. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's lifted in the center field. That's trouble. That is a bases clearing grand slam by Diffin. Holy cow, what a deep hit in center field. Our center fielder, Maddie Thomas, knew it from the beginning. She didn't even go back to the fence because she knew that was going over. That brings 4 runs across, gives the Maniacs a 16-4 lead in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs.
At bat, number 14, Johnson. On deck, number 3, Carnival.
8th home run of the season for Riley. First pitch to Livia misses a little bit high and outside. Ball 1 to Johnson. Next pitch. Oh, line drive right back to Watkins. That comes off the tip of her glove. And Livia will be on a hard hit line drive single up to the middle.
On deck number 24, Pace Gale.
Orofino has 13 hits in the game. They've done a good job of clearing the bases. They've only left 3 on. St. Mary's with 9 left. Low inside, first pitch to Tondevold, ball 1. Tondevold single, ground out in her 3 at-bats. 2 for 3 on the day. Next pitch. Low and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Going to leave that one up high. 3-0 count to Tondevold. 2 outs and a runner at first for Orofino. That one's going to be fouled back for strike 1, 3. A 3-1 count now to Sierra. Three-one pitch on the way. Low inside, ball 4.
At bat, number 24, Paige Deo.
Brings out Paige Deo. On deck, Reese Deo. Paige with a single, a fly out, and a strikeout swinging. Lumberjacks need 1 out in this inning. That's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be scooped up in fair territory. And the throw is going to pull Mia off the bag. It's going to be, I'm not going to call it an error. I think that would have been a foul ball had, I think it's Adeline Turner let it go out of play. But she scooped up, hoping she could get that throw to first in time and didn't get it there. That'll bring up Reese Deo. Bases loaded once again for Orofino. First pitch up high for ball 1. Next pitch. Foul ball down the first baseline. 1 ball, 1 strike to Deo. One pitch on the way. Fouled off again. 1-2 count to Deo. One, 2 count from Watkins. Watkins looks in, rocks and fires. High fly ball. Asbury makes the catch for the fly out. That'll end the inning. But the Maniacs, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors by the Lumberjacks, 3 left on base. Top of the 5th, St. Mary's needs to get some runs across if they want to keep this game going. If they can't get, what would it be, 2 runs, I think 3 runs across, and this game would be 10-run ruled at that point, and we'd be done with game 1. So we'll be back after this with the top of the 5th. It'll be Asbury, Nicholson, and Thomas up next.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
And we are back. It'll be Mia Asbury leading off for the Lumberjacks. A ground out and a strikeout for Mia. Nicholson on deck, and in the hole, Thomas. First pitch to Mia. Swing and a foul, back for strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Asbury. Outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mia. Next pitch. That's a fly ball that's going to get way foul. 1-2 count to Asbury. One-two count to Mia. Called strike 3. Mia thought about swinging at that and decided not to. She's going to get caught looking on it. 1 out for the Lumberjacks, brings up Nicholson. Then we'll have the top of the order, Thomas. Once again, St. Mary's needs to get 3 runs across here to keep the game alive. Strike one called to Nicholson. Next pitch. Fouled up. 0-2 count. Oh, 2 count to Nicholson. Next pitch. High and outside. 1-2 count to Nicholson. 1-2 pitch. High outside. Evens the count. 2-2 now to Nicholson. 2-2 pitch. Outside again. 3-2. Full count now to Nicholson. If she can earn herself a walk, it'll have the Lumberjacks in the top of the lineup with 1 out and a runner on. 3-2 pitch. That's going to be caught by Diffin. Popped up in front of the catcher.
At bat number 4, Thomas, top of the order on deck.
Heads up play by Riley there on that from home plate. That got popped up and her coach yelling from the dugout. I think coach is also dad, considering the coach's name is Sean Diffin. 2 outs. Lumberjacks need a rally here with the 2 outs. Madison Thomas, a double, a single, and a strikeout looking. And first pitch is going to be a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Next pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will end this first game. Lumberjacks going to fall 16-4 to the Maniacs in game 1. Not really what the Lumberjacks were looking for having happen, but Maniacs had some good batting going on. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and recap it real quick.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. 5-5. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. And we are back. Lumberjacks fall to the Maniacs in game 1, 16-4. Maniacs improved to 5-1, I think, in league. St. Mary's goes to 4-1. So let's see if St. Mary's can bounce back in game 2 and come away with a win and even things back up, and see if St. Mary's can find a little more success in the second game. I think some of the, I don't know. The St. Mary's did have 3 errors. We did leave 3 stranded. So that was kind of rough. But other than that, I think St. Mary's didn't do too bad. They batted Orofino batted 538. St. Mary's was at 300. So just got to see what St. Mary's can bounce back at in game 2. With that, though, let's see. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Lumberjacks, 3 errors, 9 left on base. Orofino was 16 runs on 14 hits. They had no errors and 6 left on base. Orofino scored in every inning, 1 through 4, 3, 1, 7, and 5 is what they scored runs-wise through those innings. St. Mary's scored in the first and the 4th inning, 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the 4th, and that is how we end up where we're at. But we're going to go ahead and send it back to the studio for now, take a quick break, and then we'll come back on in a little bit with game number 2. Thank you for tuning in to another broadcast of high school sports on KOFE 1240 AM St. Mary's, your home for high school sports broadcasts. We want to take a moment to thank our sports broadcast sponsors and hope that you'll do the same. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Until next time, have a great rest of your day.